Europa League returns this week, of course, following on from the international break, with, of course, match day number bloody 3. Who's still in the mixer to qualify for the knockout stages, and who needs to pull their bloody socks up? We'll take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks, back to a prediction video today. We look forward to match number 3 in this year's Europa League Conference League. That's right, and we'll get to that in just a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe and back to all things Conference League related, Blackburn Rovers related, World Cup related later this bloody year. I can see my bloody dirty laundry over here, so we're going to try and get rid of that right here, right now. But yes, of course, we're looking forward to match number 3. As your club's still in the mix to make it through to the knockout stage, we'll take a look at it, all of it, in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, you know who you are. But anyway, let's of course take a long hard look at it and recap the results, which of course were in match number 2. So let's jump in the deep end, of course. And how are we going to do about this? How are we going to do this then? In fact, we're going to drop that sucker down. Okay, and have a look at it like this. There we go. So these were the games, of course, last time around. My picks are in the centre there. The real deal is in the middle. Very, very small, but of course, and you can also see how many points I got. I've got 49 points, which may or may not be good enough to do a very, very in our own little mini prediction league. So let's take a look at it then. AZ Alkmaar against Vaduz. I went with a 2-0 win for AZ. It was a 4-1 win, so not too shabby there. Meanwhile, Apollon did have a Pro 1. I went with a 1-1 draw. 3-1 it was to Dnipro. Big win for them on the road, so nowhere near on that one. Meanwhile, of course, Pyunik drew with Slovan Bratislava 1-1. Was my pick. 2-0 win was the real bloody deal. Moving down, of course, to Žalgiris. They took on Basel and they won. Actually, they lost. Sorry, they lost that 1-0 loss to Basel. I won with a 1-0 win for Žalgiris, but I got it wrong. Meanwhile, I played my booster here, Gent over Shamrock Rovers. I went with a 2-0. It was actually 3-0. But got myself 8 points on that badger, so ain't too shabby in the end. Kicking off forward, Djurgården coming out of Sweden up against Molden, the Scandinavian crunch clash. I went with a 2-1 win for Molden. It was a 3-2 win for Djurgården, so pretty shitty on me on that one. Moving forward, we've got Slavia Prague against Ballkani. It was a 2-0 win for me. 3-2 it was, so close to my 3 points to me on that one. Silkeborg Cluj took on Silverspor. I went with a victory for the hosts, but of course it was a victory for the visitors. Silverspor with a big win on the road there. Meanwhile, Köln against Slovácko, 2-1 win, a double it, and you get the actual scoreline. 4-2 it was. Got myself 3 points for that. 8-2 shabby. Meanwhile, Partizan Belgrade, or Partizan, up against Nice. Of course, I went with a 1-1 draw. It was a 1-1 draw. Bang on the nose. 6 pointers on that one. Meanwhile, West Ham did beat Silkeborg 2-1 for me. 3-2 final score. Not too shabby. Another 4 points at the back there. Steaua Bucharest did beat Anderlecht 1-0. Well, actually, it was my prediction. It was a 0-0 draw. So, yeah, not too shabby there. But meanwhile, Lech Poznań did beat Austria Vienna. I won with a 2-0. It was actually a 4-1 win. Sheva did lose to Villarreal 2-1 there. Got that one bang on the nose. Another 8 points in the sack for me on that one. And then kicking off forward, İstanbul Başakşehir 2-1 win for me over Fiorentina. 3-0 it was. 3 points in the bag. And then bottom of the shop there, RFS did lose to Hearts 2-0, but I went with a 1-0. So that's not too shabby. Let's take a look at of course, the little prediction league. And let's have a look at the league as a whole. So here we go. This is the general league. Of course, Mario Caslas kicking ass, taking aim. They're 107 points on the board. Of course, me with Dennis Rodriguez up there with 99 points. Simmer Keaton up there 16, of course, with 93 points. Kevin up there with 92, and James FC 92. I'm down there at 11th spot. I'm in striking distance of coming into the mixer here, but I've got a lot of work to do, and hopefully we're going to do that work right here. There's only 22 of us in here, but of course, Haman Jacke didn't even bother in match number 2. Yeah, get involved, get amongst it. And of course, who actually did win match day number 2? Let's take a look at that then. Nico CZT 50 points. I got 49. That's of course respect where respect is due. So I did actually break some ass. That sounds a bit awful, but I did in match number 2. But we are going to go into match number 3 now. So let's get into the deep end, of course, and jump in the mixer and have a go at it. Now, before we jump in the deep end, of course, have a look at the next round of matches. Let's take a long look at the tables then. Of course, in Group A, İstanbul Başakşehir lead the charge with 2 wins from 2. Hearts are back in the mix there in second spot over the likes of RFS and and a struggling Fiorentina side in the moment. Meanwhile, Group B, West Ham lead the charge, 2 wins out of 2 for them. Anderlecht on breathing down their necks, so with 4 points on the board with Slovácko Bucharest and Silkeborg making up a very, very competitive Group B. Into Group C is Villarreal, again 2 for 2 for them. Lech Poznań coming out of Poland in second spot with Sheva and Austria Vienna competing at the minute to avoid the wooden spoon. Group D sees Köln coming out of the Bundesliga with 4 points of a possible 6. Partizan are up there as well, alongside Nice, with Slovácko making up the 4th spot. In Group E is AZ Alkmaar, 2 for 2 for there. Dnipro 1 up there, all alongside them with 3 points though. Apollon and Vaduz make up, of course, Group E. Meanwhile, in Group F, it's Gent and Djurgården, double action there. Of course, 4 points on the board with Molde and Shamrock Rovers yet to get going, to be honest with you. And Group G, Slavia Prague, 4 points as well, alongside Silverspor in a competitive Group G. Ballkani and Cluj, just the 1 point for them. And Basel lead the charge with 2 for 2 over Pyunik, Žalgiris and Slovan Bratislava. But that's, of course, the state of play in the tables. Let's take a look at the next round of games. Kicking it all off with Pyunik up against Žalgiris. Venus, of course, coming out of this midweek. They're, of course, locking horns over in Group H. They played each other twice in 2013. Nothing over Pyunik, 1 with Žalgiris, and we got 1 draw. Pyunik get in, of course, 4 wins of the last 6, 67% form for them. Up against the Žalgiris side, just 1 defeat past 6 for them, 75% form moving forward. Last time played each other over in Pyunik. Of course, it was a 1-1 draw back in July 2013. That was in the Europa League qualification phase. Meanwhile, Pyunik get in with a big 5-1 win over Alkmaar in the top flight there. And, of course, Žalgiris with a big 2-1 win over Köln in the League Cup semi-final, of course, this past weekend. Of course, the odds right here, right now. What we got going on? We got Pyunik 7-5 for the victory, 210 draw. 90-10 is your away win here. But I really cannot separate two sides. I'm going to go with a score draw there, 1-1. And 49% of all the people that have voted so far have gone with that 1-1 draw as well. Meanwhile, Silverspor up against Ballkani. Of course, Silverspor coming out of Turkey. Up against Ballkani, of course, coming out of some place. I can't really remember. But anyway, Silverspor coming to just one win in the last 6, 42% form for them right now. Meanwhile, Ballkani coming to on back-to-back wins, 58% form moving forward. Those back-to-back wins include wins over Futbola and Malishava, of course, over in domestic top flight, of course. Meanwhile, those are, of course, back in September. Silverspor with a big 2-1 loss against Akanaru in the Superliga over in Turkey. The odds right here, right now, we've got Silverspor 9-4 on for the Rich, 7-2 short, 5-1 is your long shots. Of course, I'm backing Silverspor here at home. And again, 21% of the people who have voted have backed Silverspor to become victorious in this one. Molde, Karvanakcha up against Shamrock Rovers. Of course, Molde coming out of Norway. Shamrock Rovers coming out of Ireland. They played each other never. Molde, though, 75% form for them. Just 1 defeat past 6. Up against the Shamrock Rovers side. Unbeaten the last 3, 58% form moving forward, of course. They did play Silgo Rovers over in the top flight in Ireland this weekend. Big 3-1 win for them. Meanwhile, Molde coming to on back-to-back clean sheets, beating Molde a couple of days back in September, of course, but beating Tromsø this past weekend with a clean sheet. The odds right here, right now, we've got coming at you, Molde 10-3 on for the Rich, 70-4 is your 7-1 is your long shots. Back in Molde here at home, 2-1 for them, and again 24% of the people who have voted so far have gone with that scoreline. Dnipro 1 up against Vaduz. Let's take a long hard look at this one then, shall we? Coming at you over in Group E. That's right, played to the never, these two sides. Dnipro 1 though, 83% form, winning 5 of the last 6 up against the Vaduz side without a win in 5, 42% form for them moving forward. Of course, Dnipro 1 with a big 1 win over Lviv. Of course, that was over in the top flight there. Over India, Ukraine, a 3-0 win it was. Meanwhile, Vaduz with a big 4-1 loss against Alkmaar. That was back in the Europa League last time around. They haven't played since, or they're playing right here, right now. Of course, coming at you actually they're playing today against Lucerne Oche in the Swiss top flight there, or on the Swiss second division, I think it is. Yeah, or the championship, or whatever you want to call it. Meanwhile, kicking on forward, Dnipro 1 are favoured to win this game, I do imagine. 5-4 on for the victory, 35 short, and 3-1 is your long shots. Vaduz, just happy to be here, folks. Just happy to be here. They're going to go with a 2-0 win for the host here, and 13% of the people who voted have gone with that scoreline. Slovácko, they're going to go on Nice, which is very, very nice, of course, coming at you over in Slovácko. They should never these two sides, but Slovácko, though, without a win in the last 7 games. Good discussion, be 25% form for them. Meanwhile, Nice ain't very, very nice, is it? Just 1 6, 33% form for them right now, heading into this match. Of course, they did play PSG this past weekend and lost 2-1. Of course, meanwhile, Slovácko did lose to Jablonec in a top flight back in the 18th of September. They are taking on Ziln this weekend in the top flight, where they're expected to bloody win that game. Coming at you, the odds right here, right now. Slovácko are 14-5 with the victory, 10-9 on is your Nice, which is very, very nice, and 12-5 is the draw here. I'm backing, of course, a 2-0 win for Nice, which is very, very nice. And again, 46% of people who voted have gone with that scoreline. Meanwhile, kicking it forward, it's Lech Poznań up against Hapoel Warszawa, of course, coming at you over the Europa League, or Europa Conference League, over in Group C. And now these two sides have played each other just once. It was a friendly. Not going to really chew into that too much. But of course, Poznań coming to just 1 defeat past 6. 67% form for them. Up against the Hapoel Warszawa, of course, just one defeat in the past 5, 58% form over the last 6. That friendly, if you're curious, was a 2-1 win for Poznań back in June 2018. Meanwhile, Lech Poznań did draw with Legia Warsaw in the domestic top flight over in Poland. They come on back-to-back clean sheets. Meanwhile, Hapoel Warszawa with a big 2-1 win over Netanya over in the domestic top flight over in Israel. Again, that was this weekend as well. Coming at you, though, the odds right here right now. We've got Lech Poznań 11-10 on for the victory. 13-5 is your draw. Sorry, 13-5 is your away win. 5-2 is the draw here. You've got to back the Polish here. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. It might be better than that, and again, quite a raw scoreline there, so maybe, just maybe, I'm going to be on for some money on this one. Kicking on forward is Silkeborg up against Steaua Bucharest. Let's get into the deep end now on this one. Silkeborg, I think, coming out, I'm gonna pluck out this one. Is it coming out of Denmark? Played to the never these two sides. Of course, Silkeborg, though, winning 2 of the last 6, so 3% forward for them right now. Steaua Bucharest, though, without a win in the last 6. Goodness gracious, we actually lost to University Krakowa last time around back on the 18th of September. They're taking on champions FC Arsh this coming Sunday, today, as of recording. Meanwhile, Silkeborg with a big 3-0 win over Nestved. That was, of course, back on the 20th of September, taking on Horsens in the domestic top flight this coming weekend, which is, of course, today as well. 2017 on is your host. 12-5 is your 40-5 is your away win here. I don't know which way to go here. I'm going to go with a draw here, going over for the split right down the middle, 1-1 in the end. Who do you think will go away with the points on that one? Meanwhile, Anderlecht up against West Ham United, coming at you over in Belgium, of course, this coming Thursday. Played just the one time, and it was a friendly. Of course, Anderlecht winning 50% of the last 6 games, of course. 1-2 lost 2 and draw 2 of that last 6. Meanwhile, West Ham winning 3 of the last 4. 58% form for them moving forward. Of course, West Ham did beat Wolves, 2-0 it was last round. Of course, Anderlecht with a big 4-1 win over Utrecht in the Europa League over in Belgium. They're probably in action right as we speak, but the odds right here right now for this game, Anderlecht 11-4 for the 11-10 on is your West Ham, and 5-2 is your other. I think it's going to be a sticky old game here, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for West Ham on the road, and 24% of the folks have already predicted have gone with that scoreline as well. Meanwhile, Basel, who look at A-OK in their division, or the little mini group, up against Slovan Bratislava, coming at you also on this coming Thursday. They've never played each other, these two sides, but Basel winning 5 of the last 6, 83% form for them right now. Meanwhile, Slovan Bratislava, 67% form for them, just 1 defeat in the past 6 games as well. Slovan Bratislava with a big 7-0 win over Djurgårdens in the domestic cup there in round 3. Back-to-back clean sheets. In fact, three clean sheets on the spin for them. Meanwhile, Basel with a big 3-2 win over St. Gallen in the Superliga, or whatever it is, the top flight over in the Switzerland, heading into this game. But the odds right here, right now, but we've got going on Basel 20-11 on for the 40-45 draw. 70-4 is your away win here. I'm back in Basel here. No, scrap that. Going to go with a 3-0 win here. And I might even back my booster on that one. We'll see about that. Meanwhile, Slavia Braga, they're going to be taking on Cluj, of course, coming at you over from in the Czech Republic. Let's take a long look at this one then. Sheva coming at you over in Group G. Now, these two sides play each other twice in competitive action, I believe. We'll take a look at it in a minute. Of course, 2 wins out of 2 for Slavia Prague. Of course, Slavia Prague, 67% form for them, just 1 defeat past 6. But it's Cluj side, just 1 defeat also in the past 6, 75% form for them moving forward. Of course, that the last time I played in Prague was back in August 2019. That was in the Champions League qualification phase. And in fact, Slavia Prague have played won twice against Cluj, and back-to-back clean sheets. They also covered this on the back of their loss, though, to Pilsen in the Czech top flight. That was an away day result there. Meanwhile, Cluj coming to on back-to-back clean sheets against Champagne, Arsh in the top flight there, and Petrol, whatever it is, in the domestic top flight over in Romania. That is right. Coming at you, though, the odds right here right now is Slavia Prague 11-4 on for the 7-2 is your 13-2 is your way win. Tight, airtight, going to go with a 2-1 win. Prague with a victory. 21% of the people who have already voted have gone with that one as well. So we'll see who comes out on top next week. Ghent up against Djurgården, of course. Ghent coming out of Belgium up against Djurgården coming out of Sweden. Never played each other according to my eyes. Ghent, though, 58% form for them. 2 wins, 2 defeats in the past 6 for them up against Djurgården. So just 1 defeat in the past 6. 67% form for them moving forward. Of course, Djurgården did lose to Defgardos in the top flight over in Sweden this past weekend. Meanwhile, Ghent did lose to Genk, of course, in the Superliga, or the Europa League, back in Belgium on the 18th of September. They are taking on Sissel Bruges today. They're expected to win that game, but the odds right here, right now, for this game, we do have, what do we have going on here? We have Ghent 43 on for the 35 draw. 60-5 is your away win here. I've got to back Ghent here at home, 2-0 win, and 27% of the votes have gone with a victory for the Belgians on this one. AZ Alkmaar up against Apollon Limassol coming out of Cyprus. That's right, never played each other according to my eyes. Of course, the Dutch outfit, unbeaten the last 13 games, 92% form over the last 6. Meanwhile, Apollon Limassol, 1 defeat past 6 for them, 58% form for them moving forward. Of course, Limassol picked up a draw against Paphos in the Cypriot top flight this past weekend, with AZ Alkmaar with a big 4-1 over Groningen in the Eredivisie. Of course, coming at you, the odds right here right now, we've got AZ to 5-2 on for the victory, 10-3 draw. 30-2 is your away win here. Back in, of course, a comfortable win, 3-0 win. AZ Alkmaar, no one's even touching that one with a barge pole. Into the final stretches here, we got Köln, of course, up against Partizan Belgrade Bundesliga over in Germany. Now, these two sides never played each other according to my eyes. 67% form for Köln, just one defeat past 6. Up against the Partizan Belgrade side, also one defeat in the past 6 games. 67% form for them moving forward, heading into this game. Partizan Belgrade did lose to Slovácko over in the cup, over in the domestic land there. Of course, big win for the visitors there. Köln with a big 3-2 win over Dortmund. That was just yesterday, hot off the press. Partizan Belgrade taking on Vulgus Novi Sad, of course, in the top flight there in the domestic league, of course. But the odds right here right now, 5-2 on is your Köln, 7-2 is your draw, 6-1 is your long shots. I'm actually going to go with a 3-1 win for Partizan, for Köln here, 3 points in the bag, and kicking on forward once again. Villarreal up against Austria Vienna, of course, coming at you over in Spain. Now, these two sides never play each other, but Villarreal, a 67% form for them. However, just 1 win in 4 if you want to spin it a different way. Up against the Austria Vienna side, 1 defeat up past 6, 67% form for them moving forward as well. Vienna, though, with a big 3-0 win over SV Rīgas. That's back in the 18th of September. They are taking on Sturm Graz today. They're expected to lose that one, though. Villarreal with a big 0-0 draw. Shit show against Cadiz. It's actually back-to-back draws for them heading into this. But they are expected to beat Austria Vienna here with the odds at 6-1 on for them. 11-2 is draw. 14-1 is your long shots. I might even go a little bit crazy on this one. They don't score big that many. I've got 46% of us have gone with a 3-0 win, and I'm in the mixer with them as well. Into the final two is RFS up against İstanbul Başakşehir, of course, coming at you over in Finland. Play each other never. These two sides, Rīgas, though, 67% form, just 1 defeat past 6 up against the İstanbul Başakşehir side, who haven't lost in the last 23 games, of course, 92% form for them moving forward. Of course, they did beat Akangu in the top flight over in Turkey. That was back just yesterday, with Rīgas with a big 6-0 win over FK Meta in the top flight. Is it Finland or is it Faroes? Is it the Faroes? Regardless, of course, but İstanbul Başakşehir are favoured to win this game. 5-3 on for the 4-1 is your hosts. 11-4 is the draw. Yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for İstanbul Başakşehir. 51% of the vote so far I've gone with that one. I'm so confident I'm going to back it with my booster. And then finally, Hearts up against Fiorentina over in Edinburgh. That's right, of course, coming at you this coming Thursday over in Group A. These two sides never played each other, but Hearts pick up 2 wins in the last 6, 33% form for them. Up against Fiorentina side, just 1 win in 6 games, 33% form for them, moving forward as well. Fiorentina with a big 2-0 win over Verona. That was back on the 18th of September. They are taking on Atalanta tonight. Meanwhile, Hearts of Midlothian did lose to Rangers just yesterday, 4-0 drubbing. But of course, coming into this, they are the underdogs. 4-1 for the victory. 6-4 is your 6-4 on is your Fiorentina, and 13-5 is your draw. However, I'm actually going to go with a 2-1 win for Fiorentina in the bloody end. Wow, bloody wow. That's of course my picks. Of course, as you can see, I did play my booster. My booster being that of İstanbul Başakşehir 2-0 victory over RFS. That's the biggest. That's one of the biggest advantages. I think it's probably the smartest move. Yeah, back in the booster. Well, actually, you're probably 2-0 victory for Silkeborg for Ballkani. But anyway, regardless of all that, is my picture predictions, of course. If you want to get involved, there is a link. It is in the description. Make sure you check it all out. I don't even have it at my disposal. But anyway, make sure you check out the description. It is all down there. And I might even pop a link on the screen here around about now, if I can remember. But anyway, that is it. Make sure you smash your subscribe, smash the thumbs up, smash the little bell. But of course, we'll be back for Match Day 4, when of course we return next week. But until then, guys and girls, we're done.